Soldiers, old school. Sorry for the delay, everybody. It's been a day, but we're here. And Morrison is Blaradia. I'm the creator of the toy Saga, and Winter Mist, who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy and then the Marines in order to see the universe and along the way. My pronouns are she or they.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian. He's a newly promoted lieutenant. Um, he's kind of the grizzled older guy in the group, even though he's not that old. And
Now I'm confused.
he sees it as his job to take care of
I'll
all
figure
these
it out later.
kids
That's
and
our
keep them
default
alive.
still.
And our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Lilas. You're muted.
Hi, I'm Siobhan the Writer. I play the part of Lilas Madrimlian. Only Madrimlian, thank you very much. Now, he's a altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy for family reasons, and he's looking at starting his own division of the Navy, which will work in conjunction with the regular Navy and the Marines. So it's a good thing he's now in the Marines as well. His pronouns are he, they. Mine are she, her.
Okay, Yasma.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I play Yasma Snowwind. I was a orphan and I decided to join the Navy because, well, I guess when the bar suggested it to me, I thought it was a great idea. So I joined up and tried to kick ass, but I'm mostly clumsy. And found out I'm not an orphan anymore. I've got a dad and three sisters, and or no, two sisters. Yeah, there's three of us. And yeah, I got my best friend here. Um, I'm drawing
Rowley.
Crowley, and I
The
used
best
to have a
friend that you can't
boyfriend.
remember the name of.
Yeah. Oh goodness, smart. All right, and my pronouns are she, her.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this thing here? What? What? Okay, did somebody allow that? Somebody, they blocked the Twinkle Toes' rage chant because of hostility. His rage
What?
chant is more arson.
No, okay. You know what?
Well,
Someone's
hey, I'm all
gonna,
for more arson.
Yeah, we got
you
s'mores.
know,
Yeah, I'm
right?
sure that was probably the auto mod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. Say the auto mod got him. Okay, what do you? Okay, did you finish there, Yasma?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and therefore Crowley.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley. He is a Phoenix, a feline-like race of my own creation. Um, his home world is Saphir, and it's a blue marble. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. Um, he joined the Navy, and first he was reluctant to be a part of it, but it's growing on him, and he's having a grand time. And yeah, our pronouns are he, him, and also known as shit disturber.
Okay,
Yeah, I like it.
okay, Lurik.
Hi, I'm Garrett, or Garth Vader. I play the part of Lyric, a
no-nonsense gunslinger who had a mishap early on in life, and that left him with a mostly prosthetic body. He ended up joining the Navy to figure out who gave him said body. Mine and his pronouns are he, him.
Okay. Bonvin?
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Von Bin Starsong. She's a happy-go-lucky druid who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe, fly on starship ships, see wonderful new creatures and places, and recently stabbed a slaver in the groin and has since, and is now dating Cersei's Radiant. Mine and her pronouns are she, her.
Okay, and Ardent?
Hi, I am Arden. I am Taz, also known as Gminno99 on the internet. I play Arden Spellsword, a Magus crafter who gets far too into the crafting. I play. My pronouns. Our pronouns are he, him.
And his pronouns are?
No, he
Him
said
as well.
our pronouns are
Oh.
he, him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm Aaron. I'm the game master. Alright. If you don't know what a game master is, welcome to your first session of a role-playing game online, and cool. Hope you have fun. If you do, so for those of you who don't know who a game master is, I control the action. Alright. I direct the narrative of a story that these, what do we got here, 7 people are writing, right, about these 7 characters. I also play a part in this, right? The part I play is Ruavel Sunfall, who is the father of the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga novels, who hasn't been born yet. And hey, he and his mom just got together. They can't expect them to have kids already.
Kind of young.
Yeah, they're kind of young.
Yeah.
And kind of proud. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Twinkle Toes, the Berserker, for the raid. We appreciate it. Welcome aboard, everybody. And I'm sorry that it took us so long to get started. I just finished announcing that we're live in the Discord, so seems like a good time for an intelligence officer's report.
Intelligence Officer Report Supplemental. Intelligence Log Supplemental. We've made it through the wormhole. We've landed on permafrost. And we have taken aboard a new crew member. A Sloa girl who has joined the Marines and is in our little coterie as well. We are about to disembark and hopefully finally make it to Draconia.
Okay, you guys were just heading back to the ship, weren't you?
No, we had just gotten back to the ship.
Oh, we just gotten back to the ship. Okay.
Right. Oh, yes, Rowan is just reminding the audience that you can call for any reroll for, what is it, 1,000 booty coins?
Yep.
I think it's 2,000. Let me have a look.
I believe it's 1,000.
Well, yeah, whatever it is, 1 or 2,000 booty coins. You can call for anybody here playing to re-roll the die they just rolled.
For good or ill.
For good or ill.
This is rolls.
Yeah, re-roll is 1,000.
Yeah, okay. So
We currently have some rerolls loaded. Loaded. That Stretch has one loaded.
Twinkle says, I have so many booty coins, I may have significant amount less by the end of this.
There are 3 rerolls for Aaron. It's still stored up that were in the fantasy grounds as well.
By the way, thanks guys
Gifted
for
from-
also being on camera tonight. Those of you who can be and are, I appreciate it. I feel kind of weird being the only one on camera, and I kind of have to go off camera sometimes. So, well, people want to see our faces, right? So.
Yeah, we just have some people on phones, so it's harder for them to be on camera. We have 2 people on the phone that are doing just fine though.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I thought you guys might have some trouble with that actually, but the picture's great.
I think
and we
so.
shouldn't get
I'm
any
on
echo
satellite.
problems tonight. Yeah, which means that you're always paying for every bit of data you have. So.
Well, I get 100 a month,
That's a
and
thing.
since COVID hit, ExploreNet has been very gracefully renewing my thing when I hit 75% of my data total. But I have no idea when they're going to stop. So I'm being careful.
I bet. Well,
Yeah.
rightfully so. They noticed that.
Yeah.
All right, Barbarossa Sparklebeard has 1 reroll loaded still, and DM Stretch has 2. And that is where we currently are. Oh wait, no, there's one more. Or did they use it? Because
Esung used hers.
Pardon me?
I believe Esung used hers last week.
Yeah, she did. We also have one here that it says Barbarossa spent last week, but I think you used it, right?
Yes, because it was gifted to me.
That's right. Okay, so yep, just the 3, but it's ready. It's there. I'm kind of back and forth here. I'm on my laptop here for the picture to make sure that if I have to move, I don't have to screw around much with things, right? But I'm also doing stream monitoring over on my desktop, so if you see the back of my head, that's why you're looking at it. I'll try not to do that when my character is directly involved in dialogue.
Whereas I've got character stuff in front of me with camera, and if you see me looking over to the left or right, I'm actually checking out the stream itself because I mod it as well.
Don't lie, you're checking out the football game.
I don't care for football.
I know, I'm just kidding ya.
Okay, so you guys who come up the boarding of the ship, you're all warranted because you're officers, so you don't have to ask for permission to come aboard. Right? And
Yep.
And like walking into the tavern on Mos Eisley with a droid, everything seems to stop on board the ship as soon as Mariana sets foot on the deck.
Yeah, Celine just blinks at everybody and says, "Don't you all have work to do?"
Your mother barks from the aft castle, right? She barks down to them and says, "What's the matter? You've never seen a dark elven sailor before?" They seem to look confused for a minute and then realize that they shouldn't argue with her.
Yep, just continue on.
Yep.
Come on, she says to Mariana, marine country's down this way.
Okay, she says.
Aaron?
Yes.
Is Crowley on or off duty right now?
You are going to be leaving harbor, so you're technically off duty, but supposed to be coming back to the ship pretty quick.
I'm already on the ship.
Right, you didn't want to go out there because it's fucking cold.
Yeah, and I was covering ships.
Yep.
Right.
So I was just wondering if I'm on ship or if I'm in the barracks.
Now you're in the barracks at the moment.
Okay. And that's where everybody's headed?
Yeah. Except for
Okay.
Ruavel and Yasma,
Okay.
who are on duty at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Was it Yasma or was it Von Vin?
What's the difference?
Well, Crowley was covering shifts for Yasma.
Yeah. Oh, right. Right, so yeah, she doesn't have a shift, so that's Von Vin then, sure. Yep. So they come into the Marine country, as it's officially called, by the way. Marine country is the area of the lower decks that houses the Marines.
And regular sailors tend to avoid it like the plague unless they have actual duties there.
Unless you've got some reason to be there, they will not go into Marine country. It's not good for their health.
Let me know the moment the dark elf walks through the door.
Yeah, well, she walks through the door behind Celine.
Okay.
Hey, Crowley, how's it going? She says.
Oh, good, good. And then as soon as I get a full visual of her, let me know.
Yeah.
Well, right about now, I imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Mariana, she says.
You are absolutely beautiful. I'm Crowley, and he'll put out his hand.
She laughs. She says,
No.
"You're absolutely handsome, Crowley," she says, and tickles you under the chin.
He says, "Why, thank you." He'll grab her hand and give it a kiss. What brings you to this dreary place?
As well, I've been drafted. She says.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the crew. And then I'll go back to whatever it was I was doing.
Okay.
Yep, Celine just slings her shit into her quarters or whatever.
Into her bunk.
Yep.
You know.
I thought she had her own.
Her quarters.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Celine's got quarters.
You have a porter, too. Celine would also have a porter, wouldn't she?
No, not at this moment. She would have one of the enlisted carrier stuff on her off the boat, though.
Well, that's what I mean. Someone to port
Oh,
the
that's
luggage.
true.
You wouldn't be carrying your own shit.
Well, you have a good point. Okay, yeah, she looks to the, I don't know, kind of a Batman, really, and looks to them and says, "Thank you very much," when they are finished dropping off her stuff and setting it up in her quarters, setting up her dunnage, and she says, "Dismissed. Thank you."
Thank you, ma'am. They head off.
Yep. She looks around and says, no, she plunks herself down on the edge of somebody's
Footlocker?
Bunk or whatever.
Bunk,
yeah, footlocker. There we go. Yep, that sounds good. Sits there. And says, "All right, so let me see here. Who was the last? Who were the last people on shift, and who was on shift before that? Okay, right. So
Before it's probably mine and Yasmin's turn, ma'am.
I think it probably is. So you guys can be on the artillery duty when we sound out of harbor," she says, and. Well, I guess none of us get to No, some of us have to sleep, she says. They're just going to have to run short on the guns.
Yeah.
Well, the catapults. We're still in catapults at this stage. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Crowley, you'll be on rest watch, and yeah, who else was it who was standing in for everybody? Xerxes, right? Or was it? No, it wasn't. It was
Lurik.
Crowley and Lurik. Yeah, and Lurik, you're on rest watch as well, she says. And we're going to have to teach Mariana the ropes, she says.
Yeah, she says.
Quite literally, says Madrimlian with a grimace.
And Arian chuckles and says, "Ooh, first calisthenics."
Oh, you're going to be so tired and so
Calisthenics,
sore,
she
she says. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
She says calisthenics. I understand the word, but what is this in context to?
Oh, part of our training regimen, she says.
Oh, you train calisthenically?
Yeah, in part, she says.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
Arian has been running that for a while. Technically, that's not part of his duties anymore with his new rank, but we're just going to pretend we didn't notice that, she says, because he's doing fine. Somebody's got to do it, and we're still shorthanded on Marines right now. Until we get to Alara Harbor, we probably will be, she says. And I'm told that we're going to be staying there and giving the rest of the crew a chance to catch up now that they've dropped off our prize.
Okay.
So we could be on half pay for a while, she says. A month or two.
How much is half pay? By the way, I have to work out your guys' pay again. Because Sable worked it out properly. Right? According to the Royal Navy. Right? So I have to figure out how to convert it to this system.
Oh, no, I think I might have it, actually.
okay.
Just a second here. I'm looking it up, because it was actually a really simple conversion. Okay, so this is actually daily pay of the British Army during the year 1800 that I have here, right? And I converted it so basically, like, you said that the basic unit of currency is a gold, right?
Right.
Or did you say, yeah, or like
pound.
Yeah, a pound is a gold, right? A shilling is a silver, and a pence is a copper, roughly, right?
Right.
All right, so let's see. Most of the people here are lieutenants and ensigns, right? Okay, so lieutenants and ensigns. Lieutenants get paid, provided they get paid the same as infantry, or would they get paid as cavalry?
They're specialized troops, I'd say cavalry.
Okay, cavalry lieutenants get paid 9 silver a day.
Yep.
Right? And ensigns get paid 8 silver a day. So the coins are called starbursts as silvers. So, yeah, 9 or 8 stars a day. Might be the way to say it. Yeah, it's 8 stars a day.
Which basically will cover your food and lodging and the occasional wardrobe upgrade.
Now, half pay literally means half the pay.
Yep.
Right? That is what they pay you when you were not on active duty.
Yep.
How long were we in the void? How long did we travel for?
I have to look it up. Give me a minute. session or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, when
paid
we
to
arrived
paid.
at port.
Yeah, from here, I think it's 22 days into the planet. Isn't it a month? Something like that? Sable?
Pardon me?
Isn't it like a month from permafrost to...
Yeah.
And we didn't get our actual pay amounts with the because you hadn't figured that out yet. Last game session, we just said we got
That's
paid.
true. He said you did just say that they got
Right.
paid, but we were still in the process of working out the money. So
Right.
now we have worked out the money.
Now I gotta work out how long you've been in space.
Mm-hmm.
Space, the final brazier.
See, the characters always know to go through, to the thing that matters. Money.
Well, yes, being a magic item crafter is expensive.
Yeah,
It costs hundreds of thousands of gold.
yeah, you're gonna have to get commissions to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
You guys.
Well, now that I can make magic arms and armor, it's probably going to be easier than just being...
Having a sweetheart can be expensive too.
So it's been 63 days by the time you arrive to
There we go, pencil.
uh,
Permafrost?
yeah, permafrost,
Okay.
right? And then I'm gonna say 35 days from there. So 63 and 35, 98 days.
All right.
98
Oh,
times
plus
8.
the 2 days off in permafrost. So
Those would be half days, right?
No,
Yep.
you're still on active duty.
Right.
Okay,
You're
so it's
just on
100
your
then.
leave. 100 days. So yeah.
Well, that's simple enough.
Yep.
900 starbursts for the lieutenants and 800 for the ensigns.
Which is 8 gold. Or what's the gold equivalent?
No, that's
80.
silver.
Yeah,
80
so-
gold or 90 gold.
80, thank you.
Right? And
Right.
as the captain, I make 14 starbursts and 7 sparks per day.
Okay. So you get 100 times that. So 1,400 starburst, which is 140 gold.
140 gold plus 70
700.
starbursts is 70
70
silver.
silver.
Yeah. The gold is called novas.
Right. So
Yep.
that's 147 novas.
Right.
Organized by elf.
All right. Cool.
Okay, so making a long story short, because we want to get on with the plot, don't we not?
Yes, we do.
And you guys show her the ropes. She's an eager learner, right? And she's fun to be around.
Right.
But she just never seems to be in a bad mood. Right? Her constant bubbly smile wins the crew over in a matter of like hours.
Cool.
Right? And they stop treating her like she's some sort of pariah. Right? But, yeah.
No, that's good. That works out. I like that.
Right.
Well, then Celine's in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
She was worried she was going to have to fight with people, and she doesn't have to.
No.
So is Madrimlian.
He was worried he's going to get beat up by people, and now he's not going to.
And Darian would have had the word with the bosun that he helped get, into that position.
Yep. And the bosun had a word with the crew. The word being, You will treat her like a member of the crew.
Or you will get into a fight with the Marines when we're in port.
Or you will get disciplined by the bosun in the meantime, and then get into a fight with the Marines when we're in port. So you'll get your
Yep.
ass beat twice.
And all the
Yep.
while, Crowley trying to get to know her any chance he's got to get to know her better.
Okay.
I get it.
Oh God.
He's all black. She's all black.
Well, all black with white hair.
No, she has black hair.
Oh, does she? Oh.
Mhm. They're not drow.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're
these
dark
are not
elves.
drow. These are the dark elves from my world. They come in a variety
Okay.
of shades, right? They come in basically from a light silvery tone to midnight black. Their hair varies considerably, actually. So
It is sometimes white, but it is more often blonde and black and, you know,
it also comes in silver and
silver
blue.
and blue. Yes.
Well, Arian will have a word with Crowley, who missed the events of the 2 days off, and subtly warned him about no poaching.
No poaching.
Anyway.
Crowley will nod and smile.
Which means he's not going to pay any attention to
Well,
it.
I am smelling future conflict between the characters here. Trouble. Celine also sensed trouble, but it's very specific to lay out for her name. Flew out my head.
Mariama.
Mariama, right? Was very clear to Mariama that her service was not contingent upon who she was in a relationship with.
Yep.
So not much I can do about it, really.
And if she decides to go with Crowley, Adrenaline will just back off.
And
No,
Arian has done what he thinks he can do.
And
Yep.
you guys automatically assume that
Besides-
he's got an interest in her sexually. Maybe he's just got an interest in her because she's an elf and she's black. I think she's beautiful and wants to get to know her.
It's the color thing that he's enamored with. It's nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman or that she's a man or that she's anything. It's that she's black.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems that people shunned her when she first came.
Yep.
So it really resonates with him.
Ah. Yes, Midnight Black Pride is what it is.
Yep.
Got it. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, that's great.
She does
that's
mention
fun.
that to you at one point there, Crowley, that she says, did you get bothered by your people for the color of your fur?
I was exiled from my homeworld for the color of my fur.
She says, oh, you poor thing. Then she hugs you.
Give her a hug back.
She goes, I don't go home because my people, they worship the Unseelie Court, she says. And the Unseelie Court can be violent and malicious.
Well, the way I see it is that every individual must follow their own path.
Mm-hmm.
And if your path did not lead you in that direction, so be it. It led you this way. And that's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about perspective.
Isn't it? Yes. Well, I'm glad you found a new family. hope I make myself a part of that family.
Oh, I think you'll fit in just fine. And I think that Lilas there really has a thing for you. So don't go breaking his heart.
She laughs. She says, Lilas is a nice man. She says, I have no intention of breaking his heart. I'm quite taken with it.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure the two of you will be extremely happy.
She says he's the first elf that looked at me and didn't immediately turn his nose up, the rest being in this group. I mean turn his nose up in disgust, like I smelled bad or something.
Well, it's kind of funny you mention that, because all of y'all smell the same to me. You each have different aromas, of course, but generally around the same aroma.
Yeah, she says that makes sense. Well, she says, if you ever need someone just to hug, she says you can come hug me.
Well, thank you, Crowley says. And same goes, hey? You ever need someone to talk to or someone to kill someone, just let me know.
She laughs. She says, okay, I'll remember that.
Can I have Madrimley walk past at this point and look and go, yep, he means it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't doubt him, she says. Yeah. Crowley does not strike me as a person who lies to people he cares about.
No, he doesn't.
Or makes
Never
up
has.
things he can't handle.
Nope. And it's shift rotation, so
Oh. Okay, we're off shift, Crowley. She says. Yeah.
All right.
Where will we find food? She says. This is after
The
follow his nose.
I am gonna go whip something up.
Okay, she says.
And we would be eating our food in the officer's mess, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll go to the galley and tell her I'll meet her in the officer's mess, and I'll whip something up.
Yeah.
Oh no. We're gonna have a brand new shellback soon too.
Oh, that's true. Not for a while, though. We're actually not crossing a wormhole for some time.
Yep.
True.
Okay. So Crowley goes and whips something up.
Mm-hmm.
$23.
Okay, make sure nobody wants to re-roll that.
Anybody?
Anyone? Anyone?
Going once?
Going once? Going twice? Okay, 23. Okay, so.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. What did you make her?
Split pea and ham soup.
Okay. She cheap.
Two things that would be right and readily easily available on the ship.
Yep. You're curious as to what foods are available to Space Marines. Well, whatever they really want at this point, because they just came out of port, right? And they came out of port with the most incredible refrigeration system. And that's on an ice planet. A planet of pure water ice.
And we also have some very nice polar bear stashed away in our
And they got
ice
some
chamber.
good polar bear, too. Right, so
Also, their food preservation technology is pretty good. I wrote an article about it. I'll put it in the chat. And thanks for a good question there, Moon.
There you go.
That, and if we want seafood, we can just send Karak out to find it for us.
Well, space food, really, but seafood, space food, what's the difference? No worries, Moon. It's a good question, actually. I thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
Dry goods, I would figure beans and rice and stuff like that you could be boiled to turn it into a meal, right?
Yep.
High protein and starches.
Yep.
And freeze-dried fruit.
Mm-hmm.
There will be another article that I'm going to be writing sometime in the next couple of weeks, right? But I had other things I had to get done first. And because I just looked up how victualling worked in the Royal Navy and when they made changes. And I think my elves would have made the same changes they made. There's a certain allowance of, certain amount of food of different kinds, and they can trade one thing for another that's in a similar group from the standard provisioning, or they can add to the provisions themselves, which a lot of crews did, especially for their officers.
Yep. Officers often added stuff to the menu. We did when I was in. Right, we got paid more than any of the enlisted did, so we'd add things on there, like, veal cutlets or something,
And they just pitch in part of their pay and, they buy it, right?
And this group of adventurers just goes hunting and gets their own stuff and brings it back for the ship.
Which was also quite common. Yep. Or fishing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Although the last thing in the world a sailor wants to eat is fish because it means they're starving. There's nothing else.
Yep. So, you guys arrive in Alara on the 23rd of Blood Moon.
We had a birthday during that time in the travel then.
Yep. Which they dunked you in the bilge. No, you don't have a bilge on this ship.
But they may have dunked him in the scuttlebutt and then fed, and then given him some kind of dessert for, the occasion, right?
Yep, they did.
Happy birthday! His birthday was. I'll have to look it up.
Yep. So he gives everybody a nice big hug after he gets out of the scuttlebutt.
Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, no.
Crowley baked him a cake.
Yeah.
I rolled an 18. If anyone wants to fuck with it, it comes out to a 28. It's an 18 before my bonus.
Oh, it's a 28. Oh, never mind.
That's an amazing cake.
Yeah. He baked him an amazing cake.
Well, he'll share it with his team. There's not enough to go around the entire ship.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have made enough for the officers' mess to have cake.
Oh yeah, you made a huge cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the officers on the ship. It's a dreadnought. There's quite a few officers on board it.
One question.
Any of the enlisted would have got what's left over if there was any.
Yeah.
Mariama is enlisted or is she an officer?
She's an officer. She's a midshipswoman.
Okay.
Whatever the equivalent officer cadet.
Officer cadet is what the equivalent rank would be called among the Marines. I have just discovered.
Yep.
Right. Okay, that's another thing. I figured out I had to have one of these. Right? Because otherwise I got to do all kinds of rewrites in book 1 and I'm really not interested. Thank you. I don't mind changing a couple of terms, but I am not, for fuck's sakes, rewriting that much shit. So we have an officer cadet, okay? Deal with it.
It's your Navy.
That's right. Can't call them midshipmen because that's Navy, but there has to be an equivalent in the Marine.
Yeah.
Because whatever it is, Yathar was it. Because he was always a Marine.
Okay, you're going to take a 10-minute break. I'm sorry, I got to go and use the bathroom and make myself a drink.
Okay, 10-minute bio break, gang.
Sounds good. And now deep thoughts with Crowd. Sometimes it helps. You take a melon, put a likeness on there of someone you don't like, and drop it from somewhere really high. It helps. And that was Deep Thoughts with Crowd.
I love Deep Thoughts with Crowley.
While we're on break, if anyone wants to hear about what I got for a little bit of backstory about Crowley, any players that are listening, you can't use this in game, but just for player knowledge. Okay. Now, what happened? The reason he was exiled is not solely because he is, well, pretty much because he's black, but there's a superstition behind that. There was a really powerful Phoenix that had called on the powers of necromancy and almost destroyed our world. Now, he was the only all-black Phoenix ever to be born, and the first one in 1,000 years besides myself. Well, he read a book that's on my homeworld that only the holiest of holy people should be reading because of the immense knowledge it imbues one with. And he meant to use it for ill purposes. So, with it almost destroying the world, a superstition was born that anyone of all black fur had to be either exiled or destroyed. Now, that's basically why I was exiled from my planet. Now, as to getting back to my planet, that's a whole nother ball of wax. Where my planet is located isn't the easiest place to find. And I'll leave that up to the creator of the world when she finalizes where, if she's happy with where I decided I wanted the world to be. or not, and then I can say more, I guess.
No, we discussed the details, and, so far it seems the most logical to me, but perhaps we'll leave that because that would be a spoiler.
Yeah, and that's why I figured I'd cut it off there. What else about Crowley? After his exile, he was quickly nabbed up as a sideshow pet kind of deal, always in binds and shackles, and when he wasn't, he was performing, talking, doing things because it entertained. No one thought him big enough to be of effect of any other kind. So he kind of got kind of jaded about the world and how it worked. And
then he met me, Yasma.
Thank you, dear. But then he did meet Yasma, and she opened up his eyes to what the word friendship was and caring was. And, Crowley understood that his mother cared for him a great deal, but she was still the one who said yes to the exile. And I guess it's better than dying, but, you know, still kind of resents her for not coming with him.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, in the longing to see his home again, he also fears the reprisal he'll face if he goes back. He's torn. He wants to walk the beaches once again because he lived in secret on his home planet for years. Like maybe I'd say about 14 years, 15 years he got on his home planet before it was discovered that he wasn't, he was in fact an all black phenom. His mother was using a paint and painting white stripes on him to make him look different for years, and it just so happened that at one point there was a rainstorm and he was found out. Someone spotted him and saw the paint dripping off, and then she was given the ultimatum to either end my life or to exile me from the planet forever.
That is a very sad story.
And as well, for knowledge, Crowley is what's called a malefactor. He solely believes in fate. Fate is basically Crowley's deity, right? He sees the world indifferent. It's all about what's fated to happen and how that can be interpreted and changed and manipulated. Um, Generally, being around Crowley is fairly unlucky for everybody. It's I know it's kind of cliche, the black cat being unlucky, but really, Crowley is really unlucky. Not that, anyone would pick up on that, but
Well,
yeah, except for maybe Yasma, because she's realized that she's been a lot clumsier once she met Crowley.
crazy clumsy too.
And it's not that we planned that, it's just Don's dice rolls worked out with that storyline to fit.
Yeah. It works.
And for other people's knowledge, Pinoc are a race that really invest a lot of time in knowledge, in learning, in studying of all things. Um, and generally, by the time you're 100 in my race, you've chosen a particular path to follow, and you follow that path for the rest of your life, whether it be spiritual, magical, or otherwise. Some people, dedicate their life to being a guard for the city that they live in, or whatever it be. They dedicate their life to that forever.
That's pretty cool, actually.
They'll spend probably once they've decided, they'll spend the next 200 years perfecting whatever art they can, or getting as good as they can and continuing on with whatever studies if they're not absolutely at the top of their game. But after 200 years, you'd think studying pretty much anything, 20 hours a day, you'd pick up a thing or two.
Stands to reason.
And Enoch, unlike other feline races, only have one offspring at a time, and most offspring, it's almost by a lunar cycle on the planet is when females will become much more receptive to male allure. Other than that, man, all male cats, they're always one. So female cats,
As with most male cats.
once every lunar cycle, which is about a 7-month span, a 2 lunar cycles being a year, a 14-month year.
Makes sense.
Just how they record time.
That's cool.
May not be how the system's solar time works, but how they record it. Shorter months. But mathematically, it's the way they like it.
That was my noise, you bet, you silly puppy.
Cutie.
Puppy being silly.
Now, Sable, I have a question.
Sure.
Ground, like sand-sized ground up sapphire really has no value, does it?
What's that?
Sapphire and it was ground up like a powder, like sand. It really wouldn't have much value because you can't really make jewelry out of it or anything like that, right?
Yeah, the bigger gem is, the more value it has. So ground up powder does tend to be not worth as much. So if you need sapphire powder, it's generally made from non-gem quality sapphires, the kind of thing that you would find in a New Age shop.
Okay, because can the sands of my planet be sapphire? Like ground sapphire?
Yep, totally no reason why that can't happen.
Okay.
Blue sand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So the sandy beaches on my planet are a blue sand The water, though, has a lot of phosphorescent light.
Nice. So it's glowy.
So it's glowy, but it comes up as almost a greenish hue on the against the blue. Because of the phosphorescent fish in the water just being murky and distorted, it comes up as doesn't shine up the blue except for right on the water's edge. The sand would shine up very, very blue. And then
Right.
In the water it would be more of a greenish, glowing kind of.
Neat. Sounds pretty.
So at night you can see a lot of the fish and the aquatic life swimming around, feeding on things, being fed upon. And it's generally at night when the people who have chosen to be fishermen will fish the waters. Not only because that's when it's easiest for them to see schools of fish, but kind of oddly, it's when the biggest predators in the water are asleep.
Sounds great, actually.
Um,
I think you're still muted, babe. I can't hear you through the headset. Okay. Moonflower says the food preservation article is cool and the backstory is also cool.
awesome.
Is the video frozen, guys?
I'm not seeing anything on the stream at the moment.
Yeah, it says taking a short break, but normally the thingy whirls around and it's not doing it on my computer. I'm just wondering if it's on my computer.
It's whirling now. Yep.
Utu, how are you? Welcome to our game. We've been having some technical difficulties tonight, so bear with us, but we're up and happening now. That reminds me, since you used the campaign command, that all of the back episodes should now be released. So you can catch up right to the current episode on the YouTube playlist or on the campaign page if you want. Except for episode 0, which will come sometime in the future. But basically, when I get around to it. Yeah, I wondered if it was.
Well, I'm refreshing to find out.
What's happening on your end there, babe?
Ow. Oh. Does OBS say there's any drop frames or anything like that? That'd be the reason then.
Hmm.
Ow was.
I don't know.
Dropped frames usually means that there's a problem with the internet connection
Shouldn't be.
or the upload speed specifically.
Yeah, and what that sometimes means on my end is I've got too much shit going on in the background, and my computer's going. Oh, I can't
Oh,
do
I got
it.
green lights. Green lights. It has dropped 9 frames since we started. So.
And I think they put the camera face down.
I think that's Twitch's end then, not your end. Nothing you can do.
Well, as long as the audio's coming through okay, that's really the important thing.
Hit
That's true.
F5.
Yeah, I'll try that.
No, we didn't turn our camera face down. It's that if we turn on the light in the cab of the car, you can see us. If we don't, we're in darkness, so you really can't.
Ah,
Unfortunately.
And I have
that
a
makes
headache.
sense.
I can't have it on the whole time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine. It's really fine. You know,
You don't.
I just didn't want to be the only one on camera and having to blink off. That's all. Camera right now, it's totally cool. I'll be back on camera in a minute. I'm just kind of doing something on the side here as well. I'm trying to update the uniforms, which I wanted to get done before the game today, but did not manage to do. So,
I did not manage to do it because she was talking me into actually running the fucking game. I was really, really pissed. I'm still a little pissed, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a technical difficulties day. Basically, we unplugged everything,
yeah.
and it all had to be reset up and rebooted, and a whole bunch of
And I've been working
unsaved information
on
was lost.
WordPad all day.
Oh,
No autosave.
yeah.
Right? So
So if things are a little off tonight, you know why. In there, and the game's fun, and okay, so on with the plot. We get to Draconia, I hope.
yeah, give me 1 minute, guys. Oh yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Just had to talk with Jamie for a few.
So yeah, I'm using attention blindness.
Okay then. You arrive at Draconia, as I said, on the 23rd of Blood Moon.
Right. Well, tell them about Alara. They have never been there.
Okay. You guys are told that you're going to be coming into a place that is an elven quarter, as it were, of Alara outside of the city, right? Called Alasia Minor. Right? The elven nation here is called Alasia. As you drop down into the atmosphere, you realize that you're looking back up at a green sky. The druids among you, one, and those of you with more of a nature bend can get the slightly sulfurous methane smell from the high atmosphere. It's
Ooh.
being kept out by your thing, and the alchemists too.
Yeah.
Right? You can tell that there's methane in the high atmosphere.
Yep. Start snuffing candles.
Well, your candles do glow a bit more
Yeah.
as you drop down through it, but your etheric membrane keeps out the vast majority of methane out of your ship, just enough that you can smell it, and you probably have an optical illusion with the candles.
Yeah. So can Lurk smell?
Can Lurk smell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, it's worth checking. I mean, he might not have the equipment to smell with. Okay.
Okay, so, and as you pass near to the city, right, you start to see fucking dragons.
Not just dragons.
Not just
Fucking dragons.
Fucking dragons.
Yeah, get
There must be
around!
100 of them in the sky.
Arian just kind of scratches his head and says, "Oh, that's how they did that. I always wondered."
Crowley grins ear from ear with excitement.
Yep.
Neat.
Yeah, you guys drop down out of the upper atmosphere through the clouds. Alright. Passing very close to a couple of dragons. They are flying in the clouds and don't seem to notice you until almost the last minute. Right.
Excuse us!
Excuse us, excuse us. They go shooting by on either side of your... They called out in Elven.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you hover outside of the city for a while until the customs boat comes out. Alright.
The city is huge. That's the other thing.
The city is immense. Like, not huge. Huge is not the word for it. Immense. When you're from where you're sitting, right, you can see that it extends almost to the horizon on all sides.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Right. Well, actually, that ain't true. The south side, it ends quite abruptly, probably a couple
But I
of
bet
kilometers
the
away
buildings
from.
in themselves are huge too, because the dragons are huge.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Yes. So buildings are immense. Right. There's a castle in there that probably extends the equivalent of 500 stories, made out of pink stone.
Like rose quartz?
More like a pink marble.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
All right.
True planet.
There is you assume it's got to be a temple because nothing else could be that ostentatious. All right, but a temple with a solid gold dome on the top of it that has a solid gold 30-foot round starburst on it.
Starburst.
Yeah, sunburst.
Yep.
Huh.
I don't know enough about religion, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Some religious doodad.
Yep.
Of the Illyri. Alright.
Wait. Isn't that Carmen's temple? Or is that Araldalock?
How would you know?
Well, we were talking with Carmen and we were guarding her for the longest time, so.
Sure. Okay, I'll allow you to make a untrained knowledge religion.
Okay. Yeah, no.
What'd you roll?
3.
3 total? No, 3 on the die.
3 on the die.
Anybody want to re-roll that? Waiting for the re-roll.
The chat is welcome to re-roll. Remember, if you
Right.
haven't been here before, during our games, we have a 1,000 booty coin reward that allows you to re-roll any roll made by either the DM or the players for good or ill until the DM says that's enough.
Yes.
And there is about a 15 to 30 second lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always give it a second or two.
Yeah. We can do that in this game because we don't roll that often.
Yep.
Okay, nobody wants to re-roll. You didn't get discussing her religion at any time. Right,
That's
but
fine.
something tells you that something about. Oh, Darth Nicholas did redeem a re-roll.
Okay.
Aha!
That
So it's a
shows you how
longer.
much lag there is for Darth Nick.
Yep.
Sounds like about a minute.
So, grand total of 18.
18. It's good enough to know that Carmen's color is copper. She's a copper
Right.
wing. Right. Her son, who you were introduced to, Valdalock, is a gold wing.
Yep.
Right. But he's more of a druid than anything. You think?
Yeah. But she did mention her husband at one point.
Yeah, her husband, who she says is a craftsman. I remember he's the guy that created
Right.
Lurik's prosthetics.
Oh, it looks like it's a reroll again. Pizza Poocha
Oh.
threw it out. Woohoo! 2 points higher. 20. Unnatural.
Well, you also remember that her husband is the god of smiths. Right? It's probably his temple is the big stone one with the racket coming from it.
Right.
And all the smoke.
Yep.
Yeah. So, alright, a customs boat comes up. Alright. Carrying a customs officer. Right. She is I'm going to say silver wing.
Okay.
Right? Dressed in armor that looks like it's made of dragon scale.
Neat.
Made out of bronze. And she has a large bronze wing mail that comes up with her
Mm-hmm.
on her heels. Her 2IC, you assume.
Yeah, probably.
Right? She says, asks permission to come aboard, and the captain grants it. She says, we have to inspect your cargo and crew. She has the bosun whistle you to quarters.
make sure the Mariama knows where to go.
Yeah. Yep. And then they go through an inspection. It takes a couple of hours.
Titchy here, are they?
Right? Well, no, they have to inspect each crew. They ask you, do you have any contraband that you're aware of? And everything like that, right?
Right.
You know, you're not carrying any passengers. That makes it go a bit quicker.
Yes, we are. We have 2.
Oh yeah. Right. Actually, that'll make it go a lot quicker. When they ask if they're carrying passengers, which happens right after the inspection of the crew. Right? She says, "Yes, we are." Right? And he says, "May I see them?" And so she takes him back to the room and bids to Lurik and Arian, are the door guards, that can you announce that the customs officials would like to speak to them? Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, I was waiting to see if Lyric was gonna.
Right.
Lurk wouldn't, because he is the younger officer in this scenario, or whatever this
Actually,
term
you're
is.
not. You're the senior officer in this scenario.
I am?
Yes, you have more seniority than he does. You're both.
In which case, yes, I will announce
Okay.
announce the guest. Then.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And they come in and which you guys, of course, go into the room because you're guarding them. Right. There's people now in the room with them. You have to be in there. Right. And they get a flabbergasted look on their face. Right. And say, "My lady." And she says, "It's all right." She says, "This is my ride home." She says, "I was visiting with one of Valdlog's friends. And you didn't bring any contraband, did you? If I did, would it matter?" "No, I guess you're allowed," he says.
Diplomatic immunity.
Or she says, rather. Says, "Okay, did your companions bring any contraband?" "My companions? You mean my ride?" "Not that I'm aware of," she says, "but," she says, "I'm sure they didn't." "Fair enough," he says. Should we continue our inspection?" "I don't think it's necessary. I'd really like to get off the ship now, if that's possible. I've been on here a very long time." Says, 3 months. "Ah, alright." Says, "Well, summer's just starting." "Oh, good to know," she says. And then, says, "We'll be landing soon at Alasia Minor." "Alright, I'll clear this all with customs," she says. And then they leave, leaving you guys without being inspected.
Well, that's rank has its privileges, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, I only included that scene to let you guys know that they really seem like divine figures here.
Crowley's gonna find Celine and ask her if they can talk a moment.
Yep, absolutely, she says.
What how do you think we should approach our situation, shall we call it?
Well, I don't think it would hurt to give it a day, she says.
Okay. As regards to how we're going to approach this, though, giving it a day, that's a time frame, but how are we going to approach this? This is I would believe to be a delicate subject.
Yes.
Before our guests leave, maybe I should ask if we could get somehow an audience with the appropriate folk.
That's not a bad idea. Why don't you do that, Crowley? I like it, she says.
Okay, I thought I'd check with you first
Um,
and see what you thought.
Well, Madriman,
Von Bin
it does.
says,
Okay, Madrimlin, go ahead.
Because Madriman does maintain the mind link while on the ship, so it's easier to pass orders around too. Reminds Celine that we are supposed to find or meet up with Esteban.
Yep. She says we're going to be here for several months, Madrimlian, or at least a couple of weeks, so I'm sure we've got time.
Avalana.
Cover all of our bases.
And what were you saying, Von Vin?
I was just going to say we were told that our older brother ties to the Illyri throne, and that might be a good place to start.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You are brought down from this point. You have to man ropes and stuff and help out with the sail crews as they pull the sails in.
Yep.
Yep.
Right? And you are dropped down into the trees and realize it's not the trees, it's the tree. One. Big Mother.
Oh, well, that's interesting, says Celine.
It looks like a oak tree, right? Right down to acorns, except for the acorns are about the size of your head.
Shlancha.
Hail, Hydrate.
Hail,
Is
hail,
is
hydrate.
everything on this planet just bigger?
It's Texas of planets.
It's a planet in Texas.
I
Everything's just
wonder
bigger.
what size squirrel eats these acorns, says Crowley.
What was that, Crowley? I missed that about the acorn.
I wonder what size squirrel eats these acorns with wide eyes.
But Jim saying, think of all the acorn flour we can get. Oh, what acorn?
Good point, Crowley. Very good point, she says.
Yeah,
That would be worthy of a hunt.
you're throwing a bow line.
Okay, yeah, moor it up.
Right? And the captain calls all crew to the deck.
Yep, all right, go to stations.
Yep.
Says, we're going to have a pay parade. Says, and from this day until we leave, those of you who wish to remain on payroll may remain on payroll. She says, at half pay. Says, those of you who wish to retire here may do so. officers, you have warrants. And my warrants, of course, have warrants. Color sergeants. Yes. And we'll see you all in 3 months.
Yep.
Madrimlian,
Stand on guard for paid duty or pay parade, because of course
Yep.
that's our duty.
Yep.
send a message says, are we still on full pay because we still technically have a job to do here?
Nope, she says.
Alana.
Nice try, though, she says.
It is a diplomatic mission we've been given.
If the Crown wished to make different arrangements for us, they would have, she says.
True. I'm staying on half pay.
Of course you are. So am I, she says.
I
Yep.
think we all are.
Do we need somebody to stay?
What's that?
Arian was asking if we need somebody to stay on active duty for guard murder and stuff.
Actually, I'm making an assumption. Perhaps it is. Perhaps the Marines need to remain on guard duty and do a watch rotation.
Yep. You're told after pay that she'd like your unit to report to her ready room.
Avalana, do so.
She says, how'd you guys find your first trip through to Draconia? Oh, at ease. Stand easy, she says.
Yeah, stand easy.
How'd you guys find
Well, I
your
enjoyed
first...
it.
She says, how is Mariama fitting in?
Well,
She goes, you're going to have to stay on duty while we're in port. At least until the rest of the Marines arrive. She says, I'll need 1, maybe 2 guards at a time to stand at the top of the gangway and keep everybody off that doesn't look like they belong here. You know, belongs here.
Avalana makes sense to me, she says. We'll maintain a watch rotation.
Excellent, thank you. Yes, and you all remain on full pay.
Avalana.
You are dismissed. Thank you.
Yep. Salute and head out.
Yep.
Well, who wants the first honors? She says.
Mariama says, I don't think I should probably go into an elven city.
Well, you gotta leave the ship sometime, she says.
Charlie
And to be
says,
honest...
"Come with-" Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, Crowley, she says.
Charlie says, come out with me. Nobody'll bother you. Believe me. I know. I have a feeling about these things. Besides, no one's allowed to travel alone from this group, so I'll bring you along with me.
Okay, she says.
That's a standard rule, by the way.
Ah, she says.
It has to do with some of the, let's just say, out of uniform connections that a bunch of us have.
Oh, she says.
in the history that some of us have with extracurricular activities.
In my defense, I was with Xerxes when that happened, says Ruavel.
Which is why the two of you aren't allowed to go off alone together.
Yeah, pretty much. I try to make sure they're not the people who are going off alone together. She says.
It's not my fault Xerxes is a bad influence, he says.
Oh, we lost Sable.
Not really. A little bit. What'd you do? You hung up?
Yep. Sorry, gang. I hit the wrong button accidentally there for a second.
I've done that.
So have I.
Excuse me. All right. Here. Okay. All right, that's where I was.
Yeah, some of us are trouble prone when we're unsupervised, says Fonbin.
She giggles.
Some of us are more trouble prone unsupervised.
This is true.
Some of us are not allowed to supervise others of us because they're equal trouble.
Well put, she says. Well, this is our first night of leave. Actually, I think it would be a better idea if Mariama left the ship with as many of us as possible on her first trip through. So we're going to do that, she says. So you'll be coming with us.
All right.
Now, who shall remain on duty? Do we have volunteers?
Well, ma'am, the captain wanted me to go to the Repple Depot as soon as we got here and it's available, so.
True enough, so obviously you'll have to do that, she says.
I'll stay, says Fonbin.
Okay.
I'll stay, says Xerxes.
Okay, but you're actually on duty,
Yeah,
she
of
says. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, just a reminder, that's all. It was mostly directed at your boyfriend, she says. Nah, I know you guys are good for it. It's all good, and I trust you.
Okay.
No problem. Let's go. Thank you, she says. Who wants to relieve them?
I will.
That was Yasma?
Yep.
Yeah.
Arian will take the shift with Yasma then.
Okay. Are you sure? Because you've got stuff to do and then you'll have a duty shift, she says to Arian.
Yeah, I got plenty of time off at the last stop. In fact, I think I owe Crowley a shift or two.
Yeah.
Seems fair. I've heard this is a good city where it's pretty cosmopolitan and just about anybody can blend in, she says. Maybe not the Silesia Minor part of it, but the rest of it. We'll find out, she says.
Yep.
I guess we will, she says. Okay.
Have fun. Don't storm any castles.
Not yet, anyway. All right, let's go find ourselves a place to stay, she says. I think I'll make that my business.
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully it's a tree, says Fonbin helpfully.
Roll eyes. It's like, I've been pondering about taking a commission during the downtime here. Make some extra money so I can afford to make more things.
Well, you've got time on your hands if you'd like to do that, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And
you got everything done that you had in the queue, she says?
Oh, yeah. Finished my new rapier here a while ago.
Great.
That was the last thing on the list.
Yeah, we're told we have 3 months, so unless something unusual happens, subject to the needs of the service, have some time.
And if you want a good place to go for smithing, And Madrumlin will point him to the big temple with all the smoke and stuff coming out of it.
I noticed that on the way down. That was going to be one of the first places I visited.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go find us some quarters, she says, a place to stay. I'll sniff this place out and see if it's in our interest to stay here. It may not be, she says, and if not, we'll go into the main city and see what they have to offer.
And I need somebody to go to the Repple Depple with me.
Yeah, Xerxes or Ruva will go with you since she's going to find lodging.
Okay,
Xerxes will go with Arian.
makes sense.
Xerxes was staying on the ship with Von Vin.
I meant
Yeah, Xerxes on shift.
Right.
Ruvel. I keep mixing the two of them up.
Oh, it looks similar.
Yeah.
All right. So, I don't know who you want to deal with first. Probably the ruffled duffel, I imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys go to the Ruffle Waffle, whatever the hell it's called.
Repple Depple.
Repple Depple, right?
The replacement depot.
Yeah. Replacement depot.
Yep.
Right.
On the way there, I also look at Xerxes and say, we need to make a stop at the harbor
Ruvel?
masters, too.
Okay.
I want to find out what the piracy situation is around here, because it seems like we could use an infusion of cash that,
Yeah.
doesn't come from somebody's dad.
Yeah. You're right. Hey, we could kill my dad, then I would inherit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course.
I did hear that. I'd hate to have to kill you for high treason.
Xerxes isn't here. It's Ruvel talking.
It's Ruvel.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, I could kill my dad. This isn't high treason. His dad's just a noble.
Yeah.
It's still treason, I think.
Just not high treason.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure patricide's still a crime.
Yes, it definitely is.
He says. Well, okay, but if I hired somebody to kill him, then I didn't really kill him. That's not patricide.
No, that's just conspiracy to commit patricide.
Oh.
Kids. Anyway. Yeah, we definitely could use an infusion of cash. It doesn't come from somebody's dad. So, since we got 3 months, maybe I can talk Celine into,
doing some pirate
going off and doing some pirate hunting, especially if we can find some Marines at the Repple Depot.
Yeah.
To help stand watches.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hey, so
let's go.
Yeah, you guys make it to the Rebel level. Alright.
Go inside and see what's available.
Yeah, the lieutenant at the desk.
Do I have a list?
Yeah, of what you need? Yeah. Yep, mostly it's regular crewmen that are going to be needed, but they're not needed for immediately. But you have a list of well, not a list, but a recce for at least a dozen more Marines as soon as possible.
Could I have gotten her to include an officer or two to
Marine officer,
spell us on watch? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go in and hand over the writ to the desk sergeant there, and.
Yeah, she looks at it. Says, I can help you out some. She goes, I have an officer, and I got 8 Marines.
Okay. Well,
Says,
I guess I'll take them.
Says, well, the officer Keep him out of the bar.
Jesus Christ. What's his rank?
Lieutenant.
So he's above me. So how do I keep him out of the bar?
Tell your commanding officer to keep
I
him
know.
out of the bar. He says, he's a good officer, but he's got a problem with the booze.
I like that immediately. Was like, Jesus Christ. This fucking peeved tone. It was great.
Yeah, Arian's still not sure where he got that term from.
Yeah.
It just popped into his head one day, and now he's stuck with it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Picked it up from some human somewhere.
No, it popped into his head when he was chewing out Ruvel and Xerxes, and it just...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to shake it.
There are similar blasphemous exclamations in Elvish culture, of course.
Yeah, like
a favorite of
Rod's
mine
tits.
is Aphrodite's tits. There's also, Lou's spear.
Lou's bulbous arm.
Yeah.
Lou's balls.
Scathas crack.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah,
Yes,
so.
Gathax crack.
Wow!
I'm pretty
Wow!
sure she doesn't appreciate that one.
I'm pretty sure I said wrath, but that's okay.
I know what you
Yeah,
said.
that one she probably is okay with, not the first one.
Anyway. All right, well, we'll take them.
Hey,
What about
I'm
the
good
regular
at
crew?
blasphemy. They're just new, she says. Right.
Grounders, huh?
Since they've been in space once.
Odin's left eye and sweet baby Balder would also work just fine. Yep. Hello, author goddess. Good to see you. Odin's nutsack. I like that one a lot.
I think it'd probably be something more like Sleipnir's nutsack, but okay.
I like that one too. Yep. All good. All good. That's hilarious.
Anyway, well, if that's all you've got.
That's what I got for you today, she says.
Okay. You have my writ. Can you send along anyone else who comes along to sign up for the Marines?
Yep, she says. If I get some more Marines in, I'll send them your way.
Okay.
Not a problem, she says with a smile.
All right. I'll pen a quick note to Celine about the officer.
Yeah.
And attach it to Karak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, find Celine.
He goes, woof, and he takes off.
Wait, he's not a dog.
No, he's not.
No, but he's a shark, and he can probably smell her from where we're at.
Yep.
That is hilarious.
There's no saying an air shark couldn't make a noise like that.
Yep.
Anyway, and then I'll have the officer march the detachment back to the ship and report to the captain.
Okay.
While we go off to the harbor masters to try to find out what the situation is. And I'm assuming we'll have to go over to the other part, unless there's a merchant harbor here that we can touch base with.
No, there's not a merchant harbor here.
Yeah.
All right. This is a
So
military harbor only.
So how far is it to the main part of the city?
A long ways. 15 kilometers or so.
Maybe we should go back to the ship and take a lifeboat then.
Yeah, or a pinnace.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that instead.
Okay, in the meantime, Celine.
Yes.
You find an inn. It's called the. I got a book here. Let me dig it out. Dig, dig, dig. A little deeper in the book. Okay. Just gotta find that. Just grabbing some dice here. Give me a second. It's called the Welcoming Fire.
Okay.
So the name, at least, is hopeful. Right? And it says inn and tavern and tap room.
Okay, and that's here in Alasia Minor.
Yep.
What's the ethnic population here proportionately?
Proportionately, it is about 80% she.
All right.
Right? And changelings.
Okay. Well,
Right?
that's somewhat hopeful.
Yep. And about a visible minority of Illyri. Right? Particularly those with green wings.
Right.
Right? Right? And yeah. Then some gnomes. Yeah. In
Okay.
Elijah Minor, anyways. And some humans. You do not see any other dark elves. At least immediately.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll go to this welcoming flame or whatever it is.
Yeah, the welcoming flame. Yeah, there's a small torch burning outside of it.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds promising.
Mm-hmm. And a green leaf stamped in leather into the door.
One of our nature gods, perhaps. Interesting.
Yep. You head in.
Yep.
And nobody seems to take much notice of you. There's a few patrons in the bar, most of them elven in nature. Right? Yeah. And a none of he behind the bar. Actually, the closer you get, you realize that it's not a Nunnehy, it's a changeling. That he is just mostly Nunnehy because he is dark.
Right.
Right? Unless he's one of those dark humans and she or something. But he is dark. Not like a dark elf, but brown. Deep brown.
Okay. Hi, she says.
Greetings, he says to you in she.
I'm looking for a room or rooms, she says. I've got, 8 Marines I have to house here?
8 Marines.
10.
Pardon
Well, 8
me,
at a
10.
time, yeah.
Yeah, I've got 10 Marines, she
10
says,
Marines.
including myself.
Okay, you want a room for each of them?
Well, that depends on what kind of price we're looking at, she says.
Well,
If not, we can double up a few, or maybe triple, depending.
he says, I try to keep it reasonable for the sailors. What's a able sailor make for a wage?
Oh, just a sec. And our hand makes, so divide by 12, I guess. 28 galaxies, 17 nova,
Okay, let me write this.
7 starbursts.
Yearly. You said 28 platinum. How many nova?
No, 17.
Okay, and
11 starbursts. Yeah, starbursts. I was right the first time.
And there's 364 days in their year.
Correct. But it's divided into days if you're looking at days for sure.
Yeah. So you're aware a standard able seaman makes about 8 silver a day. 8.2.
Gotcha.
Right? She says it's 3 silver a day per room. She says that includes 1 meal, breakfast usually. She says. He says.
Dang, I make more than a lieutenant does.
They do a lot more work than a lieutenant does.
Yes, guys, actually that is so. Lieutenants are supposed to generally be young officers. Independent means.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're kind of fuckered, yes.
Mm-hmm. She says, so 30 starbursts will buy you the whole floor per night. 3 novas.
Well, that would seriously drain our supply, our fundage, wouldn't it?
Not really. 3 gold per day. That's to pay for everybody.
All right, she says.
Well, she says, if you're going to buy up all the rooms, she says, I'll just include your meals.
Oh, that's kind of you, she says.
Hey, not a problem. She says, I don't have to rent rooms. She says, that makes me able to concentrate on doing some cooking.
Yeah, she thinks about it, and okay, so 3 per day for the whole floor for 3 months, but at 28 days a month.
28 is 56, 70, 84. 84 days times 3 gold, 240, 252.
Oh, this isn't the Sailor Inn, is it? It's Marines are welcome here too.
She says, absolutely, absolutely. She says, this is more of a Marine Inn. She says, I would have warned you.
Okay.
I recognize the uniform. She says, otherwise I would have warned you. She says.
Thank you, I appreciate that. She says, I don't want to intrude on
No.
Sailor turf, she says.
They go to the Golden Swan, which is down the road a little ways, and I'd avoid that place if I were you, at least in uniform.
She says. Okay, she says, sounds good. We'll take it.
Okay, for 3 months. That's amazing. I can stock up some food and yeah.
Yeah, she'll pay her, or him rather.
Yeah. He calls his wife out from the back, who is another changeling woman who is not dark-skinned. Right. She looks more like Dawn.
Gotcha. Little bit of copper.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of white.
Yep.
Yeah. It says, we just rented out the whole inn for 3 months. 3 months. She said, all through the summer. Yep. Well. Huh? Welcome. We look forward to hosting you.
I look forward to spending our time here. She says, looks like a nice place. You don't have anything against dark elves, do you?
Should I?
Just checking, she says. Some people do.
Well, she says.
And that would be a problem.
Are they coming in the elven uniform?
Yes, she says.
Then I think that if the elven navy trusts them, I can trust them to live in my house, she says.
Okay, that works for me, she says.
She nods. She says, don't let this big lug scare anybody, she says. His bark is way worse than his bite.
He doesn't scare me. I know some pretty big elves. I am in the Marines after all, she says.
Yes. All right.
Well, glad to be here, she says.
She says, I look forward to you guys moving in.
We'll go fetch our dunnage within the hour, she says. We'll see you shortly.
All right. Yeah, they both bow as you leave.
I'm pretty sure everybody else was waiting outside the inn for the captain to come back.
All is well, she says.
They're really going to let me stay here, says Mariella.
I advise you to come in and out in uniform so that people will recognize that you're part of the Marines, she says. But yeah.
Okay. I like my Marine uniform. It's much classier than the shit I was wearing.
We'll get you some better shit, she says. Why did I do that twice? Okay.
What did you do twice? Super Bowl just
I may
finished.
not have.
Super Bowl just finished. No spoilers. Not that I give a rat's ass, but the guys in the football won.
Well, one of the two teams won. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, one team won, one lost. Yeah, the refs won. It was a steal in the last quarter. The ref stole the ball and ran for 90 yards.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you know who won, I wouldn't mind knowing.
Okay.
Okay, seriously. If you know who won, then if you don't want a spoiler, leave the chat.
No, the ref won.
The ref usually does, says Twinkles.
We're waiting on Stretch to tell us who won.
It all
Who the
comes
hell was
down to
playing?
Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes.
Who was playing?
Who knows?
I'm asking
The
Blake.
the Bucks and fuck. I really don't follow it. I just want to know.
What's that? What was that?
I really don't follow it. I just want to know.
Ah,
I know it's between two quarterbacks, and it's Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. Tom Brady is going for yet another Super Bowl ring, and Patrick Mahomes is a up and comer that's gonna try and take the record from him. He's got years
Jesus
to
Christ.
break Tom Brady's records, but Tom Brady's been playing for 20 years, and he's got one hell of a record.
Yeah, well, the Bucks wiped them out. 28-9
Yuck.
against the Chiefs.
Well, it looks like Tom Brady kicked ass. I think I think he was the Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken.
What's that? One touchdown and a safety.
Nope, one touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah, and a field goal, yeah. Yeah, Chiefs played like they had like cement in their asses. Obviously.
Or somebody already put them in their cement shoes. Now you swim with the fishes. Yep. But back to our game.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to the important game. Unlike American football. American football, get away from
All right.
me.
A question.
Yes, an answer.
After we grab our Dunnington, we're on our way to our hotel rooms.
Yep.
Are there any little shops along the way, like I don't know, fabric shop, an alchemy shop, whatever shop?
No, but you're just off the market at the inn itself,
Okay.
right? The market branch.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind going to the market, but I'd like to take someone with me to the market.
Okay, got anybody in mind, or does somebody want to volunteer? Or
Yeah, I don't know. Lyric, you want to go to the market with me?
Sure, why not? Nothing better to be doing right now. It's
Alright.
nice to walk around. It's not
Yeah.
cold here for a change.
I know, right? This is nice. I'm liking this. Alright, well, we're gonna head out to market, and I am in search of probably an alchemist or a fairy folk shop of some kind.
A witch?
Fairy folk. Potions, fairy stuff, you know.
Oh, potions and unguents and oils and dusts and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can find
yeah.
something like that. That's usually in alchemist shops. They generally deal with that, right?
That's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
you find flowers, herbs, and alchemy.
okay, I'm gonna tell the alchemist, I'm looking for,
Flower
um,
is a gnome. She is a little slightly portly, right? Cute as a button, sort of gnome. Not that I
okay.
think you care, but
Mark might.
Lurk might.
Well, hey, she's short and cute. There's possibilities there.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
Yeah.
okay. And her name is Flower?
Yeah. She says, "Hi, I'm Flower.
Hi, I'm Crowley.
Pleased to meet you, Crowley. What can I do for you?"
I am looking for a fast acting sleeping powder.
Sleeping powder.
Yeah.
Is it like a narcotic or a sedative?
I guess you could say like sedative, but something that just work fast acting, almost like moments after someone inhales it, it'll knock them out.
He's looking for chloroform.
She says, "I can do that. How long do you want them to be out for?"
Oh, I don't know. Give or take 5 minutes.
Oh, geez, that's nothing. She says, "You could do that with chloroform." She says, "But you have to get it on their mouth." She says, "Get
Yeah,
it so
no,
they breathe
see,
them in."
I want a
Oh yeah.
powdered particulate that once, you know, out in the air can be easily inhaled and it doesn't take much to knock out said
All right, sure, I can do that. She says, "How much of this do you want?"
I don't know how much for 2 pounds of it.
2 pounds. She
Yeah.
says, "Well, it would be roughly an ounce a dose. So
32 ounces.
32 ounces, and I would charge you." She starts doing math in the air with her finger. Right? She says 800 gold or 800 novas.
800 novas, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 pound would be 400 novas.
Yes.
I will take 1 pound.
Okay. She says,
I'll pay her 400 novas.
"Oh no, you can keep that until I make this thing for you. And you can see that it works."
Okay.
She smiles. She says, "Anything else I can help you boys with?"
Um, I think that's all I needed at the shop here. Lyric, is there anything you need? Fly by?
Not from here, but would you perhaps know where there's a gunsmith?
She goes, my husband. His name's Spark.
That's okay.
He's in the shop across the street. Sparks guns and things.
Righto. Well, thank you for letting me know.
No problem.
Well, at least it wasn't right next door, so they could actually have the two perhaps joined as one house.
No, they're sort of tents.
Ah.
Built on the side of a branch. Right.
But yeah, I'll head on over there then.
Yeah, you head over next door. You see a gnome with bright flaming red hair and a big bulbous red nose. What can I do for you? He says.
So, I have an idea that I drew up while on the way over here.
Oh.
And this is if you'll let me, Uncle.
Yeah.
I want to have drafted up a schematic for a Webley Fosbury automatic revolver.
The Webley Fosbury, one of the first automatic revolvers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will I have been able to do that, taking 20 with my 8 on top of that?
Yep.
Awesome. In which case, I will hand that schematic over to him and say, I would be interested in getting one of these if you could make it for me.
He looks it over. He says, oh, I can make it. Oh, I can make it. You realize what you got here, son?
Yep.
This will revolutionize firearms.
I know.
Yes. So, what do you want for the plans?
That is something I didn't immediately come up with off the top of my head.
How about I'll make the guns for you? You give me the plans.
Sounds like a fair deal to me.
I stand to make a lot of money. No shit.
Crowley, let me confer with my colleague one moment here.
Sure.
Lyric.
Yes?
Not meaning to be rude, but I need to interject here. If this is going to revolutionize those things you're so deadly with, then you know what I would say is yes. Take a set as payment, and then a 10% royalty on all further sets made or any further makes of this model. Just saying. That's completely fair.
Yeah, sounds reasonable to me.
So you go back and tell him that?
Yep.
He thinks about it for a minute. He says, how about we go for an even 7?
What's that you say? 13?
He goes, come on, I gotta make some profit on this.
Well, you would be making 90% profit.
Plus all my supplies and my crucibles.
Well,
your
supplies, your crucibles, you know as well as I do, would factor into the cost you pass on to your consumer, who are all going to want this newest model as soon as they hear of it on the market. You know as well as I do. Come on, 10% is a spit.
How about 8?
15?
It sounds like a solid amount.
Okay.
9. 9 lives. 9 is a good number.
9 it is. Fine, we'll go 9%.
9 rounds.
9%. All right. You drive a hard bargain there.
Yeah. Make sure to hook them up with banking information and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. There is
And
a bank for the Elven Navy in Alasia Minor.
Mm-hmm.
and I think on top of all that, this newest model should be dubbed the Lurik Special.
A Lurik.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it. He says the Lurik.
After the creator.
He says, I'll get on building this. It's going to take me a little while. A couple of weeks. Get a working prototype together.
I'm gonna be staying over at X in. Send me a message when it's done.
You're staying at the Welcoming Flame.
Yeah.
Says, will do. Anything else I can help you boys with while you're here today? Need any new ammo?
No, that was it. I generally make most of my ammo, so.
Do you use cartridge or ball and shot?
Oh, well, with the new one, I'll be needing cartridges.
Yes, now you see my new waterproof cartridges. He says, interested. Metal jackets. Yeah, solid metal.
Huh. I never thought about doing that.
Full metal jacket.
How much do they cost?
He says, well, let's see if you like him and if I can get him to work in your revolver here.
I imagine they probably would if you.
Well, I have to
as
make
he
them
then
specific
takes
for you.
the schematic and does a couple corrections to it to make a firing pin instead on the hammer.
Yeah, instead of a flint.
Yeah.
Yep.
And from there on, I imagine the scene pretty much ends.
Yeah, you guys head back to the inn.
Yeah.
And that's where you meet with the group there. Arian. You go back to the ship with the crew and drop them off there, and are told that your captain is staying at the Welcoming Flame, just down the road, that there's rooms there for you.
Right. We'd like to borrow a lifeboat or a pinnace van to make a run over to the main harbor.
She says, feel free. She says, don't break it. I will kill you.
I'll do my best, ma'am. I haven't really. I guess we better take a lifeboat then instead of a pinnace. I mean, I'm a caster, but I haven't ever flown, so.
I'm a pilot.
Or I guess we could just jump in the bug suits and make the run, couldn't we?
Yep.
And we don't even need the damn lifeboat. All right. Yeah, we'll jump in the bug suits and hop over to the main harbor, to the harbor master's office.
Yep. Okay. You can do that before you meet up with the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you head over there with Ruabel. You get the notice of a couple of dragons who come to check you out.
Yeah,
Aw,
just
I
wave
thought
at
it
him.
was a fairy bug, says one of them. I thought it was edible, says another. Edible? It looks like it's made out of solid metal. Yeah.
Arian adopts his typical stoic nature and just waves at them.
Yep. Ruabel's like, holy shit. Hopefully they don't have any incontinent dragons up there, he says, looking around.
Incontinent dragons. Beware the incontinent dragons.
Arian just kind of quirks an eyebrow and says, I imagine they make the older ones fly at low level for that very reason.
Yeah, probably, he says. As you get older and more frail, they make you fly lower.
Over the shittiest part of town.
Yeah, you make it to the harbor master at the main harbor in Alara. Right? She is a huge bronze winged Illyria, like muscular and looks sort of like Xena
Okay.
with big bronze wings.
I'll walk in and sketch a courtly bow and introduce myself as Duke Arian of House Mythithus.
Your Grace,
And
she says. Welcome to Alara.
thank you. I was just trying to get a report on what kind of pirate activities around here,
Pirate, she says.
if
Well,
there
we've
is
got a
any.
few. There are a few, of course. There are always a few. But, yeah.
Well, whatever information you have would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to avoid them, or if you have no objections to a little independent pirate hunting, take them out for you.
Ah, independent pirate hunters. She says, these are my kind of folk. Okay, she says. You're bounty hunters.
Well, we could be.
Yes.
I don't have any documentation, but I'm always willing to turn a good hand.
Adventurers, same thing. Okay, she says.
He's looking stuff up, obviously.
Yeah. I had a book on pirates, so I'm looking them up.
Nice.
And a pirate's favorite letter is R.
That's right. Arr!
Wait a minute. I thought pirates loved the sea.
Nice one.
And don't forget that they're all half native, half French.
Says who?
Arr, matey!
Oh, that's terrible. And a joke that maybe only Canadians would get. I'm not sure.
Well, if the Canuckian pirates, wouldn't it be A for their favorite letter?
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, the Canadian pirates. That's right. The Canuckian pirates. I like it. I like it very much. I think that's hilarious. Too funny.
Okay.
Besides, y'all were talking about football earlier. I was going to say that, yeah, American football isn't football unless it's SEC football.
That would probably be a lot more like Canadian football. A faster game. Because NFL is all like just big guys crashing against each other in a less complicated form of rugby, right? And, Canadian football is like a little bit of a faster game. You got to have smaller guys, and it's still a less complicated form of rugby. But
Okay, he says we've had a few people come to us telling us that they've been attacked by a ghost ship filled with the dead and a demon.
All right, ghost ship,
Mm-hmm.
dead, and demon.
Yeah.
And where do we have a location for that one?
She says somewhere around Adonia.
Near Adonia. Okay. Anything else?
All right. She says a pirate queen not that she calls herself a pirate queen, but she does lead a couple of ships. All right. Her name is Jisa Wave Chaser.
Did you say that again?
Jisa.
Chifa?
Jisa, Jeesa.
Wave chaser?
Yep. She's human as far as anyone knows, she says.
And her area of operations?
Her area of operations are, she operates out of Delmain.
Delmain?
Delmain, this human city.
human nation, it's not a city.
Nation, sorry, yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sláinte.
Hail hydrate.
Hail hydrate.
You said she has multiple ships?
Yes, 2 of them.
2 ships? Okay. Do we know that, has anybody reported on the classes?
No.
Okay.
It's not huge. Obviously, they're pirate ships.
You'd be surprised at how ambitious some pirates can get.
If you keep your eye out long enough, right, you might find a suspected pirate doing some piracy. Since his name is Rothsus.
Rothsus?
Captain Rothsus.
Suspected pirate?
He's a serpent folk, and he's looking for treasure maps from old pirates and stuff.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, that's all for now, she says.
Okay. Well, apparently we're staying over in
Alasia Minor?
Alasia Minor at the Welcoming Hearth.
Welcoming Flame.
So if you get any more information that you want to pass along, we can be contacted there.
Sure.
I'm not gonna make any guarantees because I'm not sure what the rest of my group has planned for here, but I thought it'd be a good idea to find out what was going on. Thank you for your time.
Hey, no problem, she says.
And I'll sketch another courtly bow and,
Yep.
pop my helmet back on and we'll walk out.
Ruvel goes and shakes her hand and then comes back out. And he says to you after you get out there, they don't work for free, you know.
Oh, you tipped her.
I tipped
got
her.
you.
I tipped her.
Well, it's probably better coming from you than from
Yeah.
me since I'm playing the part of the Duke. So
Right. Right. I was just letting you know what I did there.
all right, what do I owe you?
Nothing.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, we better get back to the end.
Yep, let's go. You guys fly on back. The rest of you make it into the inn.
Yep.
Yep.
Your rooms have all been done up by the time you get there.
That looks nice.
Yeah, fresh bedding. Right. There's some lavender in a bowl on the bureau, giving it a nice scent
Nice.
to the room. Relaxing scent. The blankets are clean, right? Big and fluffy.
Excellent. Stole my dunnage.
Right? And the pillows are clean and new feathers.
Oh, nice.
And we each have our own room, eh?
Yep.
Ah, great. Luxurious space.
Yeah, way too much space. You guys aren't used to this much space.
When we arrive, how many rooms are there actually on the floor?
There are 10 rooms on the floor.
Okay.
And a privy at the end.
Oh, they've got running water here and everything.
Yes.
Wow. Luxurious, actually.
Yep. A privy, and then next to that is 2 bathrooms, like rooms for baths.
Excellent. That's pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
So are the rooms double rooms or are they?
They're double wide beds, but they're not like queen size beds or anything like that. You know, you could sleep 2 if they were cozy in there.
Okay.
Perfect.
So would we have room for our shipboard Batman?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps. And I'll suggest that to Celine when I show up. That perhaps we should hire them on since they're on half pay.
That's a good idea. We definitely should, she says. And then also, to be honest, that way they could maintain a watch. We're going to have to leave our bug suits here a good deal of the time. They're valuable and they're expensive. And we probably shouldn't leave them entirely unguarded, right?
Right.
So we can add a little extra pay to maintain, at least a couple people around here, and we can divide up the rooms too. I mean, we can always crash with each other, and they can crash together. And
Ruvel says, "Yeah, you could crash with me, or I could crash with you."
Should I?
I said you could.
Well, we could. I see no reason why not, I guess, she says.
Madrima looks over at Mariama.
What, she says? Oh,
share a room?
You want me to share a room? Sure, I'll share a room with you, Liam. Says.
All right.
It'll be nice to have the luxury of privacy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Stow your dunnage then. I already stowed mine, she says.
Doing so, says.
I'll let her pick the room.
She just picks the nearest one then.
Okay.
This one's near to us. All right.
Works. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. She's like, all right, well, looks like, yeah. And then she makes sure to get our Batman settled in so that, that's all organized and whatnot. So that probably took most of the time that it's taken other people to get shit organized, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, you getting the Batman organized and stuff like that. True. Yeah.
And did Karak ever find her?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you've been warned about your officer. I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Really? She says.
He's got a problem with the bottle.
And I made sure to underline that he was the only one available like 5 times.
Well, then I guess I best go meet him, eh? And our other new Marines. Were we hiring them aboard on half pay right away? Did
No.
the captain give you direction?
Captains they were being put on duty.
On duty, okay. All right, let's go find him. She says, Darian, or would you rather not?
It depends on if I'm back by that point when you decide to do that.
Yeah, this is after you get back.
Yeah, well, then I'll report in and make sure that she understands that he wouldn't have been my first choice, but he was the only Marine officer available.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I'm not ranked high enough to make that choice. So
it's all right, she says. I mean,
but, yes, ma'am, I'll go with you.
All right.
Yeah, isn't it about time for your shift anyway? Or is that going to be canceled due to the new Marines?
No, we'll take the first few watches and let them get their feet under them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's only right, she says. She says, you never know, right? Sometimes people have a problem with the bottle, but if you help them keep an eye on things, they can be really good officers. Let's go find out. Yep.
And I'll make sure to take a look at the Marines. I'm pretty sure she said they were all new inductees, so I don't think they even have a
dossier yet.
Non-com.
Okay, then we'll have to split up, and each of us will have to take a duty with a new Marine so that we can,
teach them the ropes.
That's right, she says.
No problem, says Ruvel.
All right, we'll remake
at least
the
until
schedule.
they get their feet under them, and maybe we can identify a corporal or something.
Yeah. Good idea. And then you can stop having to do all this crew duty, which really isn't your job anymore.
I told His Highness when I took the job that I still wanted to work, so I guess I'm getting my wish.
Guess so, she says. All right, let's go do it. Where are they? At the barracks?
No, I had the lieutenant march them to the ship and report to the captain.
Oh, good. All right, then let's go there. Heads back to the ship.
Yeah. Captain's just coming off. As he coming on, he says, Major.
Captain?
She says, your crew are settling in. They got nowhere else to be, so I said they could stay on the ship.
Nods. Fair enough, she says. We're going to be at the Welcoming Flame, she says.
Okay, good bar.
I've heard it's good, she says. It seemed friendly.
She goes, I don't go there too much, but...
Of course you don't, she says with a smile. I was told it was a Marine bar, too, so... She says, what do you think of him?
She said they look green.
I understand we have an experienced officer, though. What do you think of him?
He seems all right. He warned me that he's got a problem with drinking.
Oh, good. That's actually really encouraging. We were told that. I kind of wanted to know if he would volunteer that information.
Yeah, he did.
Good stuff, she says. Okay,
He
I'm a
swears
little
he won't do it
encouraged.
while he's on duty, and I told him you won't do it at all, and he said yes, ma'am.
Right.
So um, he
I look
doesn't.
over at Celine and say, Captain, maybe we can get Crowley to give him his patented cure-all.
It's a good idea. I think that's an excellent plan. She says, I think we're going to do that. I'll even mention it to him when we meet him, she says.
Okay.
All right, we came to go, settle them in, check them out, and organize a watch schedule, giving us a chance to break them in, she says.
Stretch just said goodnight.
Oh, good night,
Good night,
Stretch.
Stretch.
4 a.m. Yeah, no worries. We're only on for about another 40 minutes anyway.
Yeah, if that. I'm getting pretty old, tired and sore, guys, and I might want to call it a little early.
That's fine.
Well, if you want to call it after this scene, I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's all right. I know it's been a very sore day for you. It's been a lot of snow here, and it got very cold very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you guys go down to where they are located in Marine Country. One of them yells, "Officer on deck," and they all come to attention.
She says,
including the lieutenant, when he realizes that you're a captain.
oh, it took him a second, did it?
Well, no, he just looked and he went, "Oh, it's a captain. I have to come to attention too." Right?
Yeah, that's true. He's a lieutenant. He's
right.
directly under me, so.
Yep.
Yeah. At ease, she says.
Yeah, they all stand at ease.
She says, well, welcome to the Aryan Rod's Pride. She says, I'm Captain Celine Wintermist. What the hell was his rank again? Ensign, right?
Ensign, yep.
This is Ensign Aryan Mithrathus. Mithrathus, right? Mithrathus. Okay, yeah. She didn't get it wrong, I did. She says, the guy who knows what's going on, she says.
They nod.
And I can't wait to meet all of you, she says. Nods to the lieutenant.
Thank you, ma'am, he says.
Let's see, she's got a service record with her or something by this time?
Yeah.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Valor Goldenbow.
Valor Goldenbow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lieutenant Goldenbow. Well, you'll have no shortage of other Goldenbows on this ship, she says.
Oh, really? Since I don't have much contact with my family.
She says, it's Lieutenant Navarre, right?
Yeah.
And also Lieutenant Numalor, or Commander, right. Commander Numalor. She says, Commander Numalor Goldenbow.
Lieutenant, it's Commander Navarre and Lieutenant.
Oh, Commander Navarre Goldenbow and Lieutenant Numalor Goldenbow are both serving here, she says.
Ah, okay. In the Marine Corps?
No, the commander's a Marine?
Yeah.
I thought he was
a Marine. Yeah.
He's not a commander.
Then he's a captain, I think, actually.
Oh, we're the same rank. Okay. Yeah. She says, yeah, okay, well, she says that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says, yeah, do you know them at all? I mean, I don't assume.
He says, I don't.
She says.
I don't, but I understand my family's got a bad reputation for being very arrogant and very alpha. He says.
She says, I don't find that of it's Captain Navarre? No.
Yeah, Captain
I'm
Navarre.
confused now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Captain Navarre, she says.
Hmm.
She does not say this, of course. New Malore.
Yeah.
She's okay. Does his service record say he's been disciplined for drunkenness in the past?
Yes.
Okay,
Twice.
twice. Yikes.
Yeah. He was disciplined with extra duties, and once he
Right?
was flogged.
Flogged. Wow, that must have been
40
pretty serious.
lashes.
Well, 40 lashes. Did he get into a fight?
No, he was passed out in the fucking hold while he was supposed to be on watch.
Yikes. Yup. Lucky he wasn't drummed right out of the service at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, well, I'm not going to give you the lecture I'm sure you got from the captain, she says.
He nods.
I'm
not
sure
drinking,
you've all.
ma'am.
That's great, she says. I believe you, she says, and we're going to support you in that.
Thank you, ma'am.
She says, we have a Marine among us who is a Phoenix. He might know a trick or two that could be of help, she says.
Oh,
He's been able to do some pretty amazing things, she says. Folk cures, I guess, but they tend to work.
well, I'll have to give that a shot then.
Dots. In the meantime, though, we'll make sure that someone else is always on duty with you who can help you to keep an eye on things. And she says, what's your assessment of the rest of these guys here? She says.
He says, well, they seem
Yeah,
gung-ho.
he is a lieutenant, right?
Yeah. They seem gung-ho, ma'am.
Good. Gung-ho is good, she says. All right, we have a physical training program that we expect people to follow daily. We will also be following it. Ensign Mythithus leads that, she says.
Yes, ma'am.
He's been a Marine a long time, worked his way up through the ranks, she says.
Well done, Ensign, she says.
It's relatively new, sir.
I'm still very impressed.
Yeah, she says, we're awaiting the rest of our crew to return from delivering a prize ship. I don't know if you've been informed of that or not. So we are short-handed, she says.
Well, guess we'll just have to do our best then, ma'am.
That's the spirit, she says. And she, talks to everybody in turn. I'm sure you don't want to come up with the names for 8 green crew members at this point, so I'm not going to make you do it. But she's trying to get a sense of them. And then after, she says to Arian, so do you have anything you'd like to add or any other questions that you think we should be looking at there, Ensign?
It's still too early to tell, ma'am. Let's run them through some workouts and see what their work ethic's like, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, she says. All right, make yourselves comfortable. We'll be delivering a watch schedule tomorrow. We're probably going to split you up, she says, and we're all going to work with you just to make sure we show everybody the ropes, she says.
Yes, ma'am. Avalana.
All right, thank you. As you were,
okay.
She says, nods to them and turns to head out.
Okay. And that's where we'll put it up.
Makes sense. So how does everyone feel about the game session today?
Not too bad.
That's good. Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
there was one more thing I wanted to do real quick, and it didn't require everybody, but when we were at that little gunsmith shop, there was something I wanted to request.
Okay.
I wanted to see if he could modify my little gadget I had built for shooting darts to also projectile fire vials.
Oh. Potentially, yes. Yes, he could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyone else got thoughts about tonight's game? I'm a little disappointed, and I apologize that it got started so late.
Yeah.
So, bit of a slow burn, but here, and this is cool, and
Yeah.
I like the new Marines. That's going to be a fun challenge to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Just a
Yeah.
second, guys.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk there.
I was good. I'm really excited for next week's game because there's gonna be lots of stuff that I can do with my crafted obsessed character.
Nice. Yep, that's right. You've been kind of looking for some downtime for a while, so you had an opportunity to get some shit done. That'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking forward to next game session where I can get a little more play in.
Yeah, you and I had not the most to do tonight, but that's all right. You know, we can't run every game session, right?
Nope, we can't.
How about you, Gareth? How do you feel about tonight's game? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you still have more there, Siobhan?
No.
Okay.
I had a good time, in all honesty. I've been looking forward to making this gun for a while
Excellent.
now. So.
Yeah, you're about to make a very significant change to my universe, which is right about accurate in terms of timing, so it's good. Might as well be you. Inventor of the revolver. Lyric. I like it. How about you guys, Dawn, Blake?
I'm good. I had a migraine most of the night, so I was pretty quiet. But
I made
Sorry
up
to
for
hear it.
I got a bunch of shit done. I had some fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you showed up, though. I'm sorry that you had a migraine.
It happens. I get them all the time. I'm used to it.
How about yourself, Chris?
I think it was good. Getting some backup so we're not tied to the ship all the time will be a big help. And the fact that we're going to have some downtime and can maybe, go smack some pirates about should be fun.
Yes.
Like I said, we need an infusion of cash because we're a little on the low side, and some of us still have some pretty significant debts to the gnomes that we need to pay off.
Yep, and we got to incur another one too. So
Yep, because we need one more bug suit.
Yep.
Well, I believe in the next session, Crowley might have that covered.
That's a good point. That's cool. And Rowan, what about you?
I had a good time tonight, despite having not played a lot, but I knew that was going to happen when I agreed to stand watch. But hey, somebody's got to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to be really active most of the time, so, it wasn't going to kill me.
I rather enjoy the fact, actually, that those of us who do tend to be the more active players were the quiet ones tonight. I like it when all the players get a chance to play. It's only fair, and the truth is that you, me, and Siobhan tend to run rampant over shit, right? So it's good.
Yeah, and I've been trying to turn back on that a little bit myself, so because I know I can be a pretty active player.
You can. You're a very active gamer like us, and you don't have any problems inserting yourself and interrupting shit. Neither do we. So, yeah, I didn't mind taking a back seat tonight. That was good. How about you, babe? How'd you feel?
I thought it went well for the fact that I'm not really into it, and
Yeah, I know you've been struggling all night, and I thank
I've
you.
been struggling with the game because I'm worried about all my fucking work and whether or not it backed up or whatever. I haven't even had the desire to check it because I know if it didn't, it would ruin the game and I wouldn't be able to do it at all.
Yeah.
Right? But if it did, then I
Yeah.
might have some of it saved.
I mean, a lot of it was in Excel, so,
Yeah.
sometimes you can recover shit with Microsoft programs, right? So,
Right.
keeping my fingers crossed for that one.
Yeah, cross my fingers.
Yeah.
It'll be there. No worries.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week. I guess we'll roll credits here. And while the credits are setting up, let's see. So obviously Monday is our day off. We will not be streaming tomorrow. Tuesday, Aaron will be back for Ask an Old GM at 2 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. GMT. Wednesday, I'll be back for Diane Writes at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. GMT. And like I said at the middle of the program, you can now catch up on all the back episodes. I should have this one uploaded by tomorrow or the day after as well. So,
All right, have a good night.
Toy Soldier School is game mastered by Aaron Reed, Soldier Saga Universe, created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by audio and video is provided by Google Meet. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+. Incarnate and World Spinner with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Character graphics provided by Hero Forge. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution License, the Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night, or day, or morning. Oh, raid. Yes, we should do that, shouldn't we? Who's up?
I think we should
doing
probably
RPG stuff.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they usually do tabletop world building, right? .com
That's what I think.
Unless Chris had a thought too, sounded like. Distributed.
I was going to say, because we always read coffee.
True. EG or. All right, we're rating BDG Contagious Cat. To get there, don't care to. We are the Sable's Privateers. And I'll just put Coffee's link in the chat if you're into writing streams, because they do writing. So there's their link. We'll see you over at Cat Stream. Have a good night, everybody.